Hello everyone, this is Shashank. We're in the version 1 E21 EC81 from SBC. So today's topic is going to be modulation. So let's see what are the topics we're going to cover in modulation. We're going to cover what is in modulation, why is modulation important, the three types of modulation, and application of modulation in real life. So what is modulation? Modulation is a process of changing or varying a signal in order to transmit information. So if you have to transmit a small signal over a large signal, we need to combine it with a carrier signal. Carrier signal is a signal with higher frequency. So this is modulation. So basically, for example, when you listen to radio in a car, modulation is what allows you to hear the music and the voices coming through the speakers. So a radio station is somewhere like located kilometers away. So how do they transmit the message signal is they 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 converge it or they overlap it over a high frequency carrier signal people to uh, which allow people to listen to the message signal. So we have to demodulate it first, remove the carrier signal, then we'll get the message signal. So this is how modulation takes place. So what is the necessity of modulation is? Modulation is a crucial technique that allows us to transmit information over long distances. In the field of telecommunication, modulation enables us to send data across vast distances by converting it into a form that can be transmitted to the air or via cable. Without modulation, we would not have access to modern communication systems such as radio, television, and the internet. Modulation plays an important role in music, medicine. In music, modulation refers to the process of changing from one key within the music piece of music. This technique is used to create tension and release and adding depth and complexity to the musical composition. In medicine, modulation is used to manipulate biological signals such as brain waves and heart rate. This allows the medical professionals to diagnose and treat a wide range of conditions. So basically, the modulation application is used all the fields. So this is really important. So let's look into the three types of modulation. That is amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. Each one is really unique and it has different applications in real life. So amplitude modulation. This technique helps us to transmit information through carrier signal wave by varying the amplitude of the wave. So basically, what we do is we vary the amplitude. Amplitude is a property of a signal. We vary that amplitude with the amplitude of the carrier signal. This enables us to transmit the signal over a very long distance. So this is amplitude modulation. One example of AM in real life is in commercial radio broadcasting. The audio signal which contains music or speech is modulated onto a carrier wave and transmitted over the airwaves. The receiver then demodulates the signal and extracts the original message signal, allowing the listeners to hear the program. Another application of AM is amplitude shift keying, a digital modulation technique used in wireless communication such as RFID tags and remote control. So, those remote controls like which we use to control our TV, AC, and even car. So these use amplitude modulation. Have you ever wondered how it works? So this is how it works. So frequency modulation is a method of encoding information on carrier wave by varying the frequency of the wave. So in amplitude modulation, we vary the amplitude. So in frequency variation modulation, we vary the frequency. So this is how there are like small changes, but then the mode of transmitting and the mode of decoding is basically demodulating or receiving the original signal is similar. So the application of FM is again in radio broadcasting. FM radio stations use frequency modulation to transmit audio signals over airwaves. FM is also used in radar system. So this is how an FM moves. So if this red color one is the message signal, the green is the carrier signal, so the blue is the frequency modulated signal. So whenever the message signal is in the positive axis, the frequency is really closer than compared to the negative axis of the message signal. So this is how frequency modulation works. So the next one is phase modulation. Phase modulation is a type that involves altering the phase of a carrier wave in response to the message signal. This type of modulation is commonly used in digital communication such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth to transmit data over radio frequencies. It can also be used in radar system to detect the speed and distance of objects. So this is the graphical representation of a phase modulation. So application of modulation to real life. Modulation plays a crucial role in various fields such as telecommunication, broadcasting, music, and medicine. In telecommunication, modulation is used to transmit information over long distances by modulating high frequency carrier wave with low frequency signal. Broadcasting uses amplitude modulation to transmit audio signals over radio waves. In the field of music, modulation is used to change key of song. So this is how we can use it in the field of music. According in medicine, we can use MRI scan to create images of the internal body structures. So sound moves through water, right? So our body is 70% of water. So we can get a more clearer and better picture using ultra scan. So this is also use of modulation only. In addition to these applications, modulation is also used in radar system to detect objects and measure distances. It also uses remote sensing to gather data about the Earth's surface and atmosphere. Modulation is also used in navigation system like GPS to determine the location and provide the direction. So these are the pictorial representation of modulation application in real life. So the conclusion is modulation plays a crucial role in our daily lives from the way we listen to music on the radio and in the way we talk to our friends over a long distance. Modulation is a real essential of modern technology. So this is how modulation is really important. So I hope you like the video. Peace out.